Despite initial concerns over redistricting, it appears Republicans are set to actually get a victory out of the state of New York. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video today. It is time that we talk about the chaos that is unfolding within the state of New York, because everyone, we have been getting bad news when it comes to redistricting for about a year now. I mean, it seems like every single lawsuit has gone against the Republicans. It appears we're finally going to get a massive W, as it appears the new House lines in New York is not going to change much at all. In fact, there's really only one Republican that pretty much gets screwed out of this. Yeah, the state of New York is going to keep their current map effectively in place. For those that don't know, this was one of the biggest questions about this cycle and what was going to happen in New York when it came to redistricting. And it appears Republicans actually got a big W here. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you can join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Now, I do want to be 100% clear. There is a possibility that these aren't the final maps, which we just got to see what happens. But based on everything we're hearing about the situation, these proposed maps, it looks like it's going to be passed by the state legislature after the commission passes it. So some minor details could change, but it seems like this map will be the new one. So let's get right into it. A bipartisan redistricting commission is expected to vote Thursday on a new set of lines for House seats in New York that would make minor adjustments to help Democrats in some battleground races, but not aggressive changes that could create new legal challenges. So much for that Hochulmander returning this year. Again, things could change between now and tomorrow, but this does not sound like this huge boost for Democrats that I think they were banking on. They were thinking, we're gonna get a 22-4 map or something crazy. It's not looking like that's gonna happen. Far from it, it appears. I mean, they're saying minor boosts to Democrats in some seats, but when you see what races they're actually talking about, it's really only one that's worth a damn. The new lines could provide modest boosts to Democrats in 2 competitive upstate districts and to Republicans in another upstate seat, according to 3 state officials, including members of both parties, who have been briefed on the parameters. Yeah, there's only really 3 competitive seats that are being, talked about and actually being discussed. With one of them, I wouldn't really consider that competitive, and the other 2, one actually helps Republicans, the other one helps Democrats. So, is this really that big of a gain for Democrats? In fact, I would argue the Republicans gained more. As of now, things could change in the current deal. But there's an exception. They will leave several competitive districts in New York City suburbs essentially unchanged. Yep. They're not targeting people like Michael Lawler, at least on redistricting. They're not touching Long Island. They're only really talking about upstate New York. Listen, Democrats were banking on, we're going to flip the entirety of Long Island. We're going to flip Michael Lawler. Well, their seats are staying effectively the same. The release of the commission's maps will not be the final step in the process. The lines would still need to be approved by the Democratic-dominated state legislature. Legislators had not seen the maps or begun to discuss them yet, but several members believe they have a shot at winning approval after a laborious process in 2022 that led a courtmaster to draw the state's 26 districts. The most significant change, according to the state's officials briefed on the plans, would be the central New York district held by freshman Republican Brandon Williams. So, it was kind of expected that at least one of the Republicans was going to be drawn out. in this case, it was Brandon Williams, which, why you would focus on him, I don't really know. He probably was going to lose either way, but they just kind of sealed the deal for the guy. I mean, he was probably going to lose. He had a lot of scandals on him. The fact that that's who they focused on, I mean, yay. He just made that district more Democrat. He's going to lose easily now, but it was expected that one of the Republicans was going to be drawn out. But I was not expecting to be Brandon Williams because it seemed like that guy was done either way. But okay, sure. You made him a more Democrat seat. Thank you. Democrats attempted a draw that is a solid blue seat 2 years ago, joining Syracuse with college towns that included Ithaca, Cortland, and Auburn. But after the lines were scrapped by the courts, the new maps merged Syracuse with more moderate communities like Utica, creating a swing district that Williams won by only 2 percentage points. The lines that are currently expected would be somewhere in between those two plans. Auburn, but not Ithaca, is likely to join Syracuse. That would allow for a 4-point shift towards Democrats, according to the officials. So, basic math. If it's 4 percentage points more Democrat than 2022, which kind of expected. I know Brandon Williams is the incumbent, but it seems like he's probably toast. And I thought he was going to lose either way. But they kind of just sealed the deal for it. But is it really that big of a loss? Brandon Williams, I mean, he was going to probably lose either way. Why you would focus on him? I don't know. Further east, the borders between the swing seats held by freshman Democratic Congressman Pat Ryan and Republican Congressman Mark Molinaro are also expected to shift. The changes might include moving the Hudson Valley's Columbia County from Molinaro's district to Ryan's and Orange County from Ryan's to Molinaro's. Those tweaks would result in modest boosts for both incumbents, trade-offs that would help Democrats solidify Ryan and boost their chances of beating Williams, but also make it harder to knock off Molinaro, who is in a rematch against Democrat Josh Riley. So I thought Molinaro was gonna win either way. I mean, when you have these rematches, just look at Mike Garcia. When you have a rematch like this, the incumbent tends to win by a lot more. But now you have a more Republican seat? I mean, yeah, we weren't going to win against Pat Ryan either way. So who frickin' cares that it became more Democrat? I mean, I know there is a decent recruit against Ryan, but she probably wasn't going to win either way. So again, it's like, this is what Democrats are focusing on. They're just giving us a more Republican seat. So much for the Hochul man. I mean, I'll take it. I mean, hey, Molinaro, I think, is going to win easy now. The only one that got screwed here is Brandon Williams, and he was going to lose either way. But it's like, okay. Other than that, officials familiar with the lines said they do not expect any significant changes in the rest of the state. That would mean that freshman Republican Michael Lawler's swing district in the Hudson Valley would not see the shift toward Democrats that the party had hoped for. And I think that kind of seals it. I just don't see how Lawler loses now as the incumbent. I mean, he's very well liked there. I mean, he took out, again, I know Maloney was a garbage candidate, but he still took out one of the most powerful people in the Democrat congressional delegation. I mean, he is a big name that he took out. So Michael Lawler is now going against a far weaker candidate as the incumbent, and the district will not become more Democrat, at least with redistricting wise. I mean, how can Lawler lose now? I don't really know, but it's still possible, yeah, but this was the big question related to Lawler. Now that the district is probably going to stay the exact same, I don't really see him losing. And Long Island, where Republicans won each of the 4 seats in 2022, but Democrat Tom Suozzi won a special on Tuesday, would stay mainly unchanged. Commissioners of both parties said earlier this week that they were hopeful for a two-way deal at the meeting Thursday afternoon. A bipartisan agreement would bolster the standing of the new commission that flopped in its first attempt at drawing lines 2 years ago, reduce the chance of another lengthy court fight, and prevent a delay in the June primaries, which were pushed to August in 2022 because of the legal battles. I'm glad that this is how the commission's handling this. They're like, okay, we got embarrassed in 2022 when it came to this process. Let's not do that again. Let's actually work with both sides. Because remember, these are straight up partisans on both sides of the commission. Not just, the fake independents in California, for example. No, these are straight up partisans on both sides. They're like, hey, we want to win. We're not doing this fake crap like Virginia where you have a totally conservative Republican that has never been a Republican for the past 20 years deciding how the map's going to go. It's stuff like that. Here it's, no, we're partisan, we got to make a deal, or there's no maps. And they're like, you know what? No one has a problem with these maps except the people on Twitter, which no one should care what they think. Let's just keep the maps kind of the same, but make some fine-tuning. So we get some advantages and say Mark Molinaro's seat, and Democrats gain a boost in Brandon Williams' seat. Other than that, we don't really know if anything else is going to change. I believe it is tomorrow they do vote on this exact bill, on the map, I believe. And then goes to the legislator, and I doubt that the legislator vetoes, because that would not be a good look. If the bipartisan commission votes on this, like, in a unanimous vote in favor of this new map, and they vote against it in the legislature. It's possible, but it sounds like most people are like, let's get done with this. This is dragging on for so long. Just say here, you gain some votes in Brandon Williams' seat, and we gain votes in, say, Mark Molinaro's seat. Be done with it, which I think that's what's going to happen. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.